This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Colorado. I'm here with Crowder Mortgage. Since 1984, they have been the mortgage experts you can trust, turning your dreams of home ownership into reality or expanding your real estate portfolio. I am here with the president. Jim, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Very happy to be here, Gary.
Let's start off a little bit about yourself. You were formerly educated at Texas Tech University in international trade, accounting, and economics. You have 2 years of graduate work in their MBA program. Through the years, periodically you have served as a branch manager, but still felt the best way to serve the public was with really as a mortgage broker. Share with us how you kind of got involved in this type of industry.
Well, I may have been one of the first mortgage brokers, in as much as I started it so early, 1984, at a time when mortgage bankers and commercial banks did nearly all of the residential mortgage lending. Mortgage brokers were a new thing. We kind of split away from the larger organizations so that we could offer a more boutique level of service to our clients, and also so that we could offer the programs available through many different lenders, not just the bank we happen to work with.
We are all familiar with the need to obtain a mortgage to buy a home. But one type of mortgage that many are not familiar with is still a reverse mortgage. Before we get into some of those details of that, can you explain first in kind of simple terms why this is a reverse of a typical mortgage?
Well, we have to make the distinction between a forward mortgage, which is the ones we were just talking about, where you get a lump sum of money at the start of the mortgage, and then you pay it back in regular monthly payments for maybe 30 years, 360 payments. And a reverse mortgage, where you get a lump sum of money. You don't make any payments unless you want to. You can, but you don't have to until you move out of the house. At which point, then you pay off that mortgage along with any interest that you haven't paid during that time. Now, you can actually use a reverse mortgage to purchase a home. So let's say you're a senior, you're just getting rid of this 5-bedroom house that you raised all your kids in. It's just too much anymore. Found yourself a nice little patio home, and somebody else mows the yard and shovels the driveway in the winter, and it's the way you want to live. You can use a reverse mortgage, take some of the equity from the sale of your old home, get the reverse mortgage for some of it, buy that new home, and now you're in a reverse mortgage that works the same way had you used it. As also you can use it as refinance, of course. So if you wanted to stay in your home and you wanted to make the mortgage payment go away, that's easily done, and maybe pay off some bills or do some fix-up on the home. Take that Viking Cruise you've wanted to take for 10 years. You know?
I mean, you can get real creative with that type of thing. If, like you say, if you know what they're looking for, what they need. I mean, the official government term is home equity conversion mortgage. Yes. Is there a certain age of a client that this is the best fit for? And are there certain requirements? Explain that.
Yeah, there are. And there is a government version of that, the home equity conversion mortgage, which is sponsored, let's say, by the Federal Housing Administration, FHA. And then there is a conventional version. On a FHA mortgage, it's 62, and on the conventional version, it's 55. So people who maybe retired early and retired very well, that's a good option for them. You know?
I mean, if a person doesn't have an existing mortgage balance, a reverse is providing income immediately from your existing equity. I mean, I imagine that can be a real life changer for a lot of people, being able to enjoy kind of their golden years a little bit more.
Yeah, well, reverse mortgages allow you to use that mortgage in several ways. What you've just described is where that mortgage provides you with a monthly income. We call that an annuity, basically. So depending on the amount of equity in the property and your age and so forth, you might just get a stream of income from your property, $800, $1,000, $1,500 a month. That goes on until you move out. You can also just take a lump sum, use part of it to pay off the existing mortgage, use part of it for improvements to the property, maybe have a medical bill, something like that. And then you will have a remaining balance that you can draw on whenever you need, which increases every year. So in 10 years, you might be able to draw another $100,000 if you need it for an unexpected medical bill, or you want to help a grandkid get through college, something like that. They are complex. They require homeowner education, homebuyer education. I do my best to explain them to people and simplify them. But there's a lot of mythology about reverse mortgages that people just have to let go of. You cannot lose your house because you got a reverse mortgage.
I mean, that's why I really try to educate people out there, because I see a lot of things. They read a couple paragraphs, scares them, and they wonder what this is all about. So I kind of like going a little deeper when it comes to reverse mortgage. And the ability to manage your expenses better during retirement is obviously a benefit, but also some great peace of mind knowing you won't have to move. Leave the home that you love, maybe be forced into downsizing. Is that an important factor for a lot of folks?
For a lot of my clients it is, but I mean, I have people that have come to me for reverse mortgages just because they want their mortgage to go away. So they had, another $2,500 a month to spend along with their retirement income, and off they went on that Viking Cruise. It was perfect for them. I had another customer who, this is tragic, he was actually dying from cancer, and they had their house free and clear.
Yeah.
And he went into a reverse mortgage to take care of his wife. They had a very loving relationship, and so she just wouldn't have to worry about it, So people have all sorts of reasons. I would say, you can dial an 800 number and get a reverse mortgage. Or you can talk to someone who does reverse mortgages, my age, understands them, and is going to take a very personal interest in your circumstances. I hope, ask the right questions, even the ones you may not have thought to ask, to help you get to the right place on all of this.
Just depends on what you want to use that extra money for, even if it's beer and donuts. I mean, you can obviously do that as well. It's a lot better than doing that than actually borrowing for it, I imagine.
That's right.
You're based in Boulder, Colorado, that area there. You have seen much change in the past 40 years. I mean, your industry has to change with the times. Your customers can work with you from all over the state of Colorado via the internet, phone, email now. Does technology now make the process a little bit easier, would you say?
So there are two things going on. One is the evolution of technology, and if that were all that was going on, the answer to that question would be a simple yes, for both me and for the consumer. But the other part of that is that regulation and law are constantly changing, which overlay additional requirements, burdens, and we have all these new loan programs that are coming out. So I, first of all, have to understand all of that. I don't really expect my customers to understand all that. But I have to make sure that we stay between the white lines on all of that. And so that's an additional burden on my part. Now, my customer can find me on Facebook, click through, I'll give them a call. I'll happily talk the whole thing over with them on the phone. We don't even have to meet. And then if they want to proceed, I'll send them a link. They can go to my website. Make an application, or I'm happy to take the application on the phone.
So
or
either
if
way.
If there's some, maybe they're not able to be mobile. I'll go to their house and help them.
It's important to go with a professional like yourself because, like you said, these rules, these programs are changing daily. You have to keep apprised of them. And so you still service people, either be old school on the telephone or you can send them a link. Both ways work. I mean, be it a conventional, a reverse, FHA, VA, USDA, or even a commercial loan. How does a consumer get started with you? What's the easiest way?
Well, I mean, certainly you can find me at www.crowder.com. My email address is jim@crowder.com. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, and Google reviews available for me. But I love a phone call. You know? And if you're close by, I'd love a cup of coffee and a face-to-face visit.
Excellent.
And I'd just say, I mean, just a little humor here, but some of your viewers won't know what I'm talking about. But when I started in the business, we used typewriters and carbon paper.
I understand carbon paper. People don't realize I've lived that long, and I remember using those pieces of carbon paper, getting my fingers all black.
Oh, yeah, and then having to redo it over.
Jim, most of your business really comes from referrals from customers who are pleased with your service, expertise, and your follow-through. Is this still rewarding work for you even after 4 decades?
Why would I do it? I mean, you know, I love what I do. I consider it work with a capital W, you know, and I'm instructed that I should be of service to people. And so that's what I try to do.
Excellent. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, see all the products they provide. You can read the great reviews right there, as well as testimonials right on the website. I mean, if you have a question, the Ask an Expert tab right there on the site can provide an answer from their team. Once again, you can also even sign up for their newsletter, kind of keep you apprised of some tips out there when it comes to the mortgage industry. A lot of new programs out there coming out. Once again, that is Crowder Mortgage. For over 40 years, the mortgage experts you can trust. This is Gary Atensa with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.